Hello Darts Nuts, welcome to Darts Review channel. Recently a new brand has been launched called Perfect 9, and they contacted me quite recently and asked would I be happy to review the first set that they have released, and here they are. These are the Perfect 9 Orbit darts. Now Perfect 9 are focusing on producing premium quality darts but at an affordable price. Now when these were delivered, I was surprised to see them in such a nice packaging and a really nice set of darts, and what's even more amazing is they're only around £60, so that's quite impressive. Now you can only buy these from the Perfect 9 website, so I'll put the link up in the description, so let's check them out. So I'm reviewing the 23g version, the 90% tungsten. You can also get them in 21g, there is no soft tip, and the retail for £59.99. So as you can see, it comes in this rather fancy packaging. You've got this like metal label on the top with the dart name and the weight. Either side of the box on the lid, it's got an embossed Perfect 9 logo. And then on the front it's got the Perfect 9 name, and also on the other side. So like the kind of luxury packaging you get with the Elysian darts, but in a smaller version, but very neat. And it's got this flap here which comes down, and then it's got a tray on the bottom which I'll show you in a second. On the top it's got another box there, but you can leave it in place if you want and just lift it up to display the darts. On the back again, foam insert with the Perfect 9 logo, another dense foam section holding the very nice looking darts in place, and they come fitted with some medium nylon stems. Now in the tray underneath, if you pull that out, you get some extras, so I'll just move that to one side for now. And with this you've got two sets of the Perfect 9 standard shape flights. You've got an extra set of clear Perfect 9 stems, and you've got this big metal Perfect 9 flight. I don't know if it's meant to be like a coaster or what. It's got a kind of an embossed section on there, but if you flip it over, it's got a Perfect 9 checkout chart etched into the metal, so a very nice little touch there. And again you've got the Perfect 9 logo there, so all very fancy packaging. So the dart's fit with a black coated point. It's a straight barrel dart with a nice rounded bull nose, and as you can see, quite an interesting looking dart. It's got a kind of a dimple grip etched into the barrel, but as you can probably tell, there's three sections or rings where that grip is kind of raised, and what that feels like to me, I don't know if it is, but it kind of feels like ball bearings being stuck into the dimples and creating a kind of a pronounced ring. Quite an interesting idea actually. I don't know if that's exactly what it is. It could be the opposite. Maybe the tungsten has been machined right down and left those sections like that. If that's the case, then that's a hell of a lot of machining to do, but we'll see better in the super close up next. But quite an elegant looking dart. Not massively grippy, but you can definitely feel those little bumpy parts, so it may surprise some people. And I'm pretty much sure that's a black titanium coating, so that's nice to see, and coating as well as a fair amount of machining. On the rear, some very fine rings and grooves, and then a smooth section at the end with the Perfect 9 logo. And here's the Perfect 9 medium stems and these two-tone Perfect 9 standard shape flights.
Alright, so here's the super close look. As you can see, it's got a nice rounded bull nose, and the dimples are different sizes, which I couldn't really tell before. So you got some smaller ones, and then where the round orbit things are, or the ball bearings, the dimples are bigger, and then the third one has the little, I'm pretty sure what look like ball bearings stuck into the holes, but maybe it's something else. But there you can see it a lot better, and you can see my reflection in it. And as you go along, then you got some smaller dimples, and then you got the three larger dimples with the next set of ball bearings stuck in. It's definitely an interesting design, and again three smaller dimple rings, and then three bigger dimples again with the middle one with the ball bearings in, and that continues until you get towards the end when you got some thin rings, and then a smooth section with the Perfect 9 logo. So there you go, that's the super close look at the Perfect 9 Orbit darts.
The darts fit with a black coated 27mm point. There's a smooth rounded bull nose. That smooth section is around about 3mm. The bulk of the grip is made of this hemisphere, or kind of a dimple grip, but as you can see it's got the orbit rings along, and that's 38.7mm. But the width of the main part of the barrel is 6.3, and the rings are around about 6.8mm. Then you've got some thin rings and grooves of 3mm, a smooth section of 5.3mm at the end. Length is 50mm, and as I said, the main part of the barrel is 6.3mm wide. .08 grams. 23.12 grams, and 23.15 grams. Full setup 24.79 grams. Here's the balance with nothing attached and with the supplied setup. And this is the balance with medium in between short nylon stems and standard flights. It's mostly a low level grip dart, but as you can see, the little pronounced orbital rings just have a little bit more grippiness, so just a little bit below medium level around there, but it may depend on how you feel them. So 4 at most. It's got a very slim feel to the dart. I think I measured it at 6.3, like the bulk of the barrel. Obviously where the orbit rings are, it's a little bit wider because they're kind of pronounced above the barrel. There's 2 in the treble, but you do feel them little orbit things. Now it may depend on how sensitive your touch are. Some people may feel it more than others, but because they're so small, as your fingers are kind of over it, you're still feeling the barrel itself more than you are them, and I think they're kind of like press into your flesh, so you're not like getting like the full width of them rings. It's still mainly the part without the little orbit bits in that you're feeling, if you understand what I mean. I know it sounds a bit complicated that, but all over the place on that one. But I think overall it's a lowish level grip dart, but the coating as well, that may help somebody Depends how sensitive you are to the coating as well. I often find with coatings like this, it's a kind of a slightly dry feeling. Depends how it works for you. Some people don't feel it. I often do, but I definitely feel them. But for me, they're acting more like a reference point. So as soon as I put my finger on the dart, I can feel where they are, but I'm not sure they're helping a great deal with grip for throwing, if you see what I mean. I don't believe that. Treble with the first dart. It's a straight barrel dart though, so it'll work for front, middle and rear grippers because of that. Now, when I did the measurements, the middle orbit rings and the one just above it seem to both come under the middle section. So if you're a strict rear gripper, right on the very rear section, then there's another two trebles. What's going on? So if you're strictly on the rear, then you probably have that just in front of your grip, but not everyone goes right to the very end of the barrel in the rear grip. But certainly for middle grippers, you're getting the best balance as usual. Yeah, all over there. Sometimes when I try, the more I try and concentrate, sometimes the worse I get. Sometimes I'm best just letting it relax and letting it go. But it is quite a nice feeling dart, but I think it really will depend on how much grip you need. For most people, there may not be enough grip there. Oh, I don't believe that. 2 in the treble. Oh, I knew that's not going to go in. But what's made me laugh is I got 2 in one throw in the middle and then 2 in with the rear grip, and the rear grip normally goes all over the place. I'm not gripping on the orbit rings here though, so I'm right at the end of the barrel like I was saying before, so I'm properly on the rear. For the next one, I think I'll just move down a little bit and go on the orbit rings, even though I think by my measurements it's not quite to the rear, but it's kind of in between. But we'll just try it for this last one. Just feels a little bit nicer balanced there because I'm not right at the end. And like I say, when you do go on those little orbit rings, you do feel them, but I'm not entirely sure if it's providing anything like to push against or anything like that. It's kind of a strange one to describe, but overall the dart itself, it's got a nice sleek feel to it. So if you're into your thin barrel darts and you don't need a lot of grip, I think it could work whether you're a front, middle or rear gripper. Two in the treble, 1 in the 5, just typical that. Anyway, there you go. That's the new Perfect 9 Orbit darts. Really nice, pleasant dart to throw, and quite an easy feeling dart to throw as well. I think that's just down to the low level grip. Release is nice and easy. I'm not a massive fan of thin darts, but there's a little bit of something there because of those little Orbit rings, which makes it a little bit more comfortable for me to throw. But if you're into your thin barrel darts and you don't need a lot of grip, I think it'll just work for any grip, whether you're front, middle or rear. Interesting design as well, and for the price that they've put them out at, especially with the fancy packaging, I know you're not going to play with the packaging, and a lot of people just throw packaging away, but you know, for the whole setup for 60 quid, it's quite impressive really. So I'm definitely looking forward to what they're going to be coming out with in the future. But for the first dart, rather nice one. So like I said, you can only buy them from the Perfect 9 website, so I'll put that link up in the description. I'll leave you with the gallery so you can have a closer look at them. I'll see you on the next one. Happy darting.